The Angelica Touch by Sedgwick, Chapter 7. When I call down next day, Grace is washing the windows of the pub and well grumpy. The minute she sees me, she dumps the rag into the bucket and peels off her industrial strength rubber gloves. I go in, she says, willing to completely forgive Mum for embarrassing me and comfort her if she likes. I'll even tell her she's right and I'm glad she's alive. Anyway, just as I close the door, completely forgetting it's even on me, her phone rings in my pocket. And there's Mum all creeped up behind me, like some sort of praying mantis. I mean, it's not as if we really used it or anything. Praying mantis? You know, the bird of prey that swoops down to snatch unsuspecting victims, says Grace. Vulture, you mean vulture. Whatever. Praying mantis are insects. Same difference. Who eat their lovers, bite off their heads without even saying thanks. And they still get mates. Wonder if you could bottle it, patent it as the ultimate spray-on pheromone. We exchange a look. Could seriously result in a serious could result in a serious shortage of dads, I say. We exchange a look. Sure, there's that already, says Grace. When you think of it, your mum was the sort of praying mantis. I mean, as soon as she gets pregnant with you, your dad gets eaten by a shark. Not funny. One of Simon's flowers is on the pavement and I pick it up. Damp. Mum was nowhere near him when he died. Besides, it was a whale. Whole lot bigger. Fair dues. But you have to admit it's a lot less messy than her biting his head off. Easier to explain to the Gardaí. I'm not sure you'd stay to talk to the cops if you'd done that, says I. What did your mum say about the phone? Oh, she was furious, says Grace, horrified. Went into this big drive about how I have to turn out better than all the other kids because she's a single parent and she's stunned I could do it and... Did I answer it? Grace takes a deep breath and sits down on the windowsill that it's probably damp. So I said, because I was pissed off with her for sneaking up on me and all that stuff about your mum and Marcus and because it was a waste of time stealing it anyway. Yeah, of course we did. So now I'm grounded till we go back to school. Plus, I have to wash all the windows this morning and all the floors this afternoon and she's inside thinking of a pile of other stuff to make me do. We ponder the unfairness of life until Grace adds, at least you had a good result. What? Dylan, says Grace. He asked you out, didn't he? I nod. She punches the air. I knew it. It was the way he walked over towards you all, seeming confident when he wasn't at all. So when are you meeting up? Are you just going to shift him or actually go on a proper date and talk and everything? I shrug, reluctant to answer. It's just enough time for her to pounce. You said no, didn't you? I shrug again. Shrugs are the international language for avoiding speech and eye contact. Mine are not the biggest shrugs, but I make sure each one counts. I can't believe you, Angelica Moon. You are such a waste of space. He's cute, he's adorably cute, and he's into you, really into you. He asks you out and you say no. I do a third shrug. I would do a third shrug, but she'd probably thump me. I'm not in the mood for being thumped. Well, go on. Why'd you refuse? Must have had a good reason. Instead, I talk about Mum. You should have seen her when she and Dad met. There are these photos taken for his next film, the one about Granuela. She was going to maybe go to Hollywood and buy a big mansion and have a cocktail bar in a rooftop garden with an infinity pool. Instead, Mum is me. He dies and she spends 7 years slaving in grotty hotels. Then 7 more in a half-dead town on the edge of nowhere with no decent men for miles. Grace pouts. It's not that dead. I don't answer. If we could get Theo to move out, Drisho would be fine, she says. There's slime building up on top of the water in the bucket. The rag crawls up the side of the bucket, looks at me balefully and escapes over the edge. I still don't see why that stops you seeing Dylan. It's not as if your mum would fancy him. Oh no, your mum doesn't fancy Dylan. Yuck. Phew. Don't you get it, I say? Nope. How can I go out with Dylan when it's my fault Mum's single and alone? Be like rubbing her nose in it. She doesn't seem lonely, says Grace. Yeah, well. Nicky, nobody asked her to get pregnant. I mean, you weren't exactly expressing an opinion at the time. Across the road, Simon wires up the neon sign over the cafe. At least your mum sees men, I say. On the ground, her rag gives a groan and crawls towards the gutter to die. And sees them, and sees them, and sees them, and oops, was that a new one? Oh yeah, Mullety Marcus, says Grace. Simon switches on his sign. Tell me what it looks like from over there. Bright, I say, but a fuse blows and it dies. I look at the leaflet I picked up. The graphics are pretty tame and the words are cluttered. It's brave though. Has to be the first new shop to open here in 2 years. A pigeon sitting on the phone line above us craps directly down onto it. Yes, I know the bird poo is only wee, but it looks like poo. And it covers everything except the picture of a monitor. I look up. The bird winks, but I think she's eyeing the rag. The internet? Is that the solution? Grace interrupts, but I'm already hatching a cunning plan, a super cunning plan. Well, okay, a minorly cunning plan that isn't really cunning at all. And I have no idea if it will work, but still, it's something. I have no idea what Grace is talking about, but she's been talking all this time. So, if you tell your mum we have to work together on a project. What? Then I wouldn't have to do the floors after this, says Grace. Oh yeah, I say, my mind on other things. Don't work too hard. Instead of replying, Grace scoops the rag back into the bucket and stomps indoors. Did I say something wrong? To be continued.